Welcome to Blue Belt. The first technique is begging hands. It's against a double wrist grab in front. Okay? So he's going to get two-hand wrist grab on me. We've already learned about the cross wrist grab earlier in crossing talent. Now we're going to go with the double wrist grab. And just like with any wrist grab, there's a lot of easy ways if he grabs on for me to get out, different ways for me to escape. But we're going to do begging hands today. So he's got the double wrist grab. I'm going to step back with my left foot and I'm going to draw back into a right cat stance. I'm going to break all this down, but then we're going to eliminate the end of these movements and put it together into more fluid motion. I'm going to roll my palms up to the ceiling. This is where the name begging hands comes from. I'm going to back down his hands, which puts his weight onto his feet, checking his height. At the same time, I'm going to shoot a ball kick to the groin. Boom. It's going to bring his chin down. Okay? From here, I'm going to do a ball kick either to the chin or to the sternum to pop him up. I'm going to step forward into a left forward bow, and I'm going to do two heel palm strikes right underneath the floating ribs. Bang! From here, I cross out. Okay? Once again, you got the wrist locks on. One. I'm step back. Now I want you to get all three moves, which is the flip and the push, the cat and the kick. Everything comes together at one. Bang! From here I kick, boom! Step through. Bam! Heel palm. Cross out. At speed.
Alright, thrusting wedge is our second technique. Now what we're dealing with is a front two-hand shove or mush towards the face. What's happening is as the person begins to attack, we're going to create a little wedge with our hands, almost creating an open triangle at this point. And as I do so, I'm hoping that my hands go into the eye. As that happens, I'm going to grab his wrist and I'm going to borrow the force and then put it up to my left hip as I pull him into an upward elbow. Chances are that if I drop my weight a little more, I can probably rake the elbow right into the gut and then rip it all the way through underneath his chin. From this point, I'm going to do a heel palm claw. It's going to hit the bridge of the nose. I'm going to drop it down using my magic of gravity into a modified kneel stance, and I'm going to cross out. Let's try from the other angle. Again, thrusting wedge. One, wedge. As I do this, I also have a knee check if I want to create an angle of disturbance and bring his head forward. I continue to grab, borrowing that force, pull as I upward elbow with the right simultaneously, creating more of a force, opposing forces. Heel palm claw to the bridge of the nose, rip down as I check with the left, and cross out. In street speed, thrusting wedge.
Our next technique is called flashing wings. This is in that family grouping with Dance of Death, Sleeper, Thundering Hammers. Exactly, it's a master key movement. Okay, again, it's a right step through punch. So same old story. It's the right step through punch. I'm going to step in, get behind him, get through his angle of obscurity, block. Okay, that's how we start off Sleeper, Dance of Death, Thundering Hammers. Okay, now for whatever reason, usually my answer to this is that the guy's a little closer than normal. He's a little closer. Maybe I can't get a good ridge hand. Maybe I can still get the groin shot, maybe his hand is down low. But anyway, he's close enough for me to shoot a right horizontal elbow to the ribs. Bang! Okay? I'm going to swing that through. I'm going to come back with the elbow onto his scapula, but I'm going to insert and slip in this claw. And I'm going to tweak his neck. Bang! With the elbow and claw. From here, I let my right hand sword fly as I go to a neutral bow. Cocking my hand up to my ear as I chop, I'm going to go down to a wide kneel. Bang! Chop right at the back of his neck. Check here, go back to another wide kneel, the other direction, bang, heel palm to his jaw, crossing out. Show you to this side. He stepped through some punch, I block, one, elbow, two, bam, I slip it through and come back. As I come back, I rip the face, chop, chop, check, heel palm, crossing out. At street speed.
Alright, now we're back to a pendulum technique. It's called hugging pendulum. What we're dealing with, if you take it, again, going back to our base technique of deflecting hammer from yellow belt, we're starting off in the same position in the right neutral bow. As the knife edge kick comes in, we're going to step up for a 730 as I create an angle deflection with my right hand. Now the whole idea is that I'm going to cross forward with my left as I have the right hand fold underneath my left arm. This becomes the hugging position, the hugging pendulum. At this point, from my left front crossover, as I gauge with the left, I'm going to do a knife edge kick to his left, to his far left, which will make him spin to his right. The moment he lands, I'm going to use a positional check down or a pressing check on top of his right shoulder as I do a right outward raking back knuckle to the right side of his mastoid. At the same time, I have my right knee pinpointed using a pinpoint effect to create a constant angle cancellation on his height, width, and depth. If he decides to turn back into me, I'm going to heel palm floor to the bridge of the nose, face, utilizing that pinpoint effect as well, and crossing out towards 9 o'clock, which is my angle of deflection. And from the other side, a few things to know about this technique is that we do not want to isolate this part here, so pause and then do the knife edge. The whole purpose of the crossover is so that when you get there, it's a quick transition. So when I see that coming in, 1, 2, I'm right on top of him automatically. I don't know if he's going to try to do a spinning back kick or spinning back knuckle, so that at least if he does spin, at least has got a gauge and check automatically to stop. Okay, so try to always keep that in mind as you're doing your front crossover technique, so they're not all just to isolate there, but they're no more than a transition to another move. So another thing to keep in mind is that as I'm blocking, my arm that's here can also what? Bust the bicep, hook the punch to his face as I cross. So a lot of nice little inserted movements that I can graft or compound within my techniques. So again, getting off towards 730, block, cross transition, trying to hit and strike in my 1, buckle the far leg, pinpoint effect, back knuckle right side of the mastoid. Check with the left hand, and then heel palm floor as I cross. Do this in street speed.
Everybody, next technique is repeated devastation. This is against the full Nelson, okay? Very similar to scraping hoof, back on orange belt. Okay, he's going to be attempting to get me into a full Nelson. It's not quite locked in yet, but it's he's getting a little more progress than he did on scraping hoof. On scraping hoof, I caught him really early. But now he's got my hands coming up. So I borrow the force and then bring my hands up. I step to my left, I can stomp if I like, and I'm going to punch, middle knuckle, claw, whatever. I try to get something into his eyes, okay? May or may not work. Get your hands up, you're going to come down like crashing wings, you're going to trap his hands and headbutt. Bang! Okay? I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to snake under his left hand, so I'm pinning that hand. I don't want him to get that hand out because he's going to bomb me in the head with it. So I trap it, grab his wrist, both of his hands now are trapped. I step out, boom, to 130, pulling with me. If he tries to yank back on me, I turn to a forward bow facing him, and I'm going to do a right outward elbow. Bang! Right through his jaw. From here, he's going to pull me back. As he pulls me back, I'm going to snake underneath his arm here. I can break it if I want. Grab the other wrist. Again, I have the same pin. Stepping out now to 1030. He pulls me back. Boom. Forward bow. The whole time I'm keeping this pin, I never let this relax. Keep it pinned. Elbow. Toss out away from him. Grabs me in the full Nelson. I step to my left. 1. Try to get something in his face. Break the grip if he's got it. Headbutt if I can. Underneath. Controlling the wrist. Tight here, tight here. I step, forward bow, bang. He pulls me back. I come out underneath, boom, break if I can. Grab the other wrist. Step out to 1030, forward bow, boom. Crossing out. At speed.
Entangled wing basically is a great basis on teaching how someone was trying to do a figure 4 lock on you or an aikido lock. What's happening is you're getting an arm, maybe I gave him a bad thing trying to lock my arm. A few things you want to do is number 1, keep control of your arm and his weapon. As I do that, I'm going to step with the right in between his leg, and I'm going to collapse my elbow right into his gut. There's a lot of other things you can do from this point. I mean, if I had a guy just doing this, I'm going to put my finger in his eye, knee to the groin, headbutt to the head, so many other options you have. I'm going to turn to the base, want to press check against his arm so that he doesn't put any pressure on me, and I'm going to drop my right and I collapse it into his gut. From this point, I'm going to lift my elbow, hopefully being able to catch it under his chin. And as I do that, I'm going to yank and pull facing 6 and put it in my arm, his left shoulder over my his left elbow, my right shoulder to break it. As that happens, I'm going to spin towards my left and do a left outward elbow to his kidney. When that happens, it'll bring him forward, right into the right outward elbow to his left rib, and then I'm going to cross out towards 6 o'clock. See from another angle. Again, he grabs, option, check, knee there, hit down, right into the sternum, rip up, pull and yank, break the elbow, spin, left elbow, right elbow, nice insert, get out of there. We'll do it in regular speed.
All right, next technique is defying the storm. Okay, we're going to step in. We're going to directly attack the arm that's attacking us this time. Okay, suppose to calming the storm, we stepped right in, bang, punch the face. Now I'm going to step right in and attack the arm. Okay, maybe the guy's got a little bit more of a jump on us, so we can't just depend on that left hand or that punch to get in there. Maybe we got a late start. We're jumping right in on that arm, much like 5 swords. So as he swings the club, I'm going to step through, doubling or block as I knee check. 1, boom. Okay, from here I'm going to slide up. I'm going to break his arm, pushing with my left, pulling with my right. Snap. I can slip the elbow to the jaw, slide up, right behind his armpit, right on his shoulder. I'm going to bring his fist up to the sky, and I'm going to anchor my elbow and put his head down towards the mat. I'm going to step back. When I'm facing 12 right here, I'm going to step back to 430, basically the direction which he's facing. Boom. Hands straight up to the sky. That controls his height. From here, I'm going to do a step through knee. As I do that, I'm going to swing the arm overhead and do an overhead downward elbow. Bang, right to his spine. From here, I'm going to cross out. I step through. 1, bang, break, elbow. What I see a lot of guys do is try to step back to their 6 o'clock. But what's going to happen is you're going to be fighting his racing angle, which is his right leg. Try to step back here, he's just going to come with me. So instead, I'm going to go to where he has no base, which is his toes. From here, bang, elbow, or knee rather, elbow. Take the club, crossing out. One more time, he swings the club. 1, bang, break, elbow to the shoulder, anchor down, fist up, knee, elbow. Take that club. At speed.
All right, now is Reiki Mace. Reiki Mace, which I would say would be somewhat the what if to Mace of Aggression, as well as to Twin Kimono. Mace of Aggression, we're being taught to 2-handed pellet grab being pulled in. Same thing here is going on in Reiki Mace. The only difference is that usually when Mace of Aggression was taught, you would teach it with your hands being up. He pulls me in, crack. Reiki Mace, my arms are down. So now as he pulls me in, I'm going to pin check with my left as I step forward my right leg. I'm going to do a double check to his arms and do a right uppercut to his solar plexus. My right hand then comes up and cocks to my ear. As he bends forward, I'm going to do a raking mace. I'm going to rake to the left side of the mastoid as I simultaneously block the top of his arms, which brings his head forward right into an outward hand sword to the right side of the carotid artery. From this point, I'm going to do a collapsing elbow with a left heel palm to the temple, a sandwich effect, and then I cross out, so my angle of departure would be 730. Raking mace. You will notice the principles of raking mace are just the same movements as in lone kimono. Lone kimono, we go 1, 2, 3. Here we're going 1, 2, 3. Same principle. The only thing is our targets are changing just slightly a little bit. Again, he pulls me in. I borrow the fork. Maybe there's a hidden eye poke. Bam! Uppercut. Bam! There goes my headbutt again if I need it. Hammer. Break it down. I can poke into his eye. Vertical punch. Our hands up to carotid artery. Sandwich. Cross out. 1, 2. Raking mace. Do it from this angle one time again. Pull in and 1, 2, 3, 4. Regular speed.